show, you sound just like that guy.
Well, do you know how often I get people at total strangers like, you have a great radio voice. And you know I hate my voice. But they're like, you have a great radio voice. I'm like, really?
I like that from people who come up for you as the Cincinnati Reds pitcher and then tell you that. And like, you know what you should think about? Doing radio with that voice. Oh, thanks for the tip.
Hey, thanks for the tip.
Our friend Luke Clanton jumps into the top 15.
Nice.
He got a birdie at the end of the day for a 67. He is a 21-year-old young whippersnapper, man. He has the world by the cojones, as I like to say, and I am so rooting hard for our guy Luke to get a top 10. Like, think about that.
People need to listen to the interview, though, man. He wasn't a white-collar kid. No. He wasn't affluent.
He had no idea he was good at golf.
No, he didn't know he was good at golf. The parents had a $10 net in the garage that he hit into. So think about that. I appreciate this kid that much more, you know. So
right.
From 17 to 21 to go from Florida State and high school to where he is today, man, that's exceptional.
I don't know who he's going to be playing with. So Jordan Spieth, as we got some more details, withdrew because his back was giving him some issues.
Back.
May have been some guys we know on the course were telling us hole number 6, he had a swing out of the rough.
Luke is set. Yeah, he's got to find a new partner because he was supposed to go off with Spieth tomorrow at 10:45.
So I don't know how they're going to do that, if he's going to be solo and like what that's like.
That would suck. But put him with Scheffler and Spawn.
Oh, God. The U.S. Open champion, the greatest in the world.
Trial by fire.
They might, dude.
I honestly think he was with them at the end.
Scottie Scheff is just balling right now. -8. He did have a bogey on 17 that dropped him back a little bit, but
shameful. How could he?
Yeah. How dare you?
How you dare you
go to bed and think about that all night long, Mister. But
looking at him, I don't think so.
No, this dude is already.
He's just like the other day watching him wander around amongst everybody.
Yeah, we saw him
in a t-shirt and flip flops.
I know.
Made my this tournament because most of these guys, man, they ain't showing their face.
I agree.
Best player in the world. He's so recognizable. Yet he's just like tooling around.
But it's hard to
between
believe.
The media and the clubhouse and.
So I saw him. A police officer saw him, and I think you saw him, and you recognized him.
I came out because he came out of the crapper after me.
Yes.
Not me. I was coming out after getting coffee.
Yeah.
At the media tent, and I'm like, what are you doing over here?
But I think that he is so like normal looking that he could be at hole 18 amongst the gallery watching. If he's not wearing his polo,
he could.
If he's just wearing a t-shirt,
what he was
shorts,
wearing, I think he could have passed for the grounds crew.
For sure. Like
100%.
Honestly, I was
no hat on, no nothing.
I wasn't surprised when people were kind of coming up to him from Travelers when he was walking to the
Who are you?
Yeah. Like,
absolutely.
You're that guy. Okay. I see. But yeah, he looks like a normal
was it
Joe.
Scheffler or Schauffele that got arrested?
Scheffler. Because we do have some free Scottie Scheffler shirts out here.
I could see that happening. Because I could
you mean the cops don't know who he is?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
How's a Cromwell cop going to pick that guy out? No way they know who he is.
I agree, man. I honestly thought I saw 3 or 4 Scottie Schefflers come through on the radio deck. We had a dude that was eating on one of our tables today. I was like, is that Scottie? Oh, no, it's just a normal bro. A lot of golf bros running around today. A lot of beautiful people, man. Got some beautiful people in the world of Connecticut golf.
Oh, my God, it's raining on us right now, but not really. But, of course, Nick Federico, he got a picture. Adam Scheffler was here.
Scheffler, yes.
There's our favorite dog. The dog's here.
So what was Scheffler doing out here?
He does know all these other sports, you know. He doesn't just do football. Like he's like when he's not doing football, it's either basketball.
Was he on his cell phone breaking news? Was he one of those golfers?
He just wants to come out and have a good time, dude.
I feel like Schefter's one of those golfers that like, hey man, all right, Adam, we're gonna finally get some 18 in. Awesome. Like, it's just me and you, man. 4 hours. You know, forget the world, just me and you. And the whole time, the dude is on his phone breaking news on the NFL.
I think he turns his phone off from time to time.
I don't know.
I think
seem
sometimes
like he ever
probably
turns his phone off.
Listen, he probably hates just being Scheffler.
Yeah, I knew he was going to do some PGA Live stuff.
How about this?
I was talking to somebody
Tiger Woods' son Charlie returning to U.S. Junior Amateur. Nice.
Needs his pro card. U.S. Junior Amateur. Psh, been there, done that.
What is he, 15?
I think he's 16 now. I think he's
16. Is he going to go to Stanford like his dad?
I think he should go pro.
If I'm Tiger, do I need my kid to be pro that long, that early?
Why the hell does Tiger have anything to say about it?
But Charlie's 2 final rounds were 82 and 80, and he didn't get to match play.
He's got ways to go. He's only 16.
That's what I'm saying. Why rush this kid? He's got everything to look forward to.
I think in 2 years, if he has a decision on pro or Stanford.
By the way, the headline on the golf says shoulder. Spieth quit after shoulder.
Okay.
So
that sucks for Spieth fans. I know we have a lot of them here. Dr. Bontempo was a big Spieth fan. He was here yesterday. That was his picks. That does suck. I'm a Spieth fan, man.
We're all Spieth
and what he did in 2017 here, I think, won a lot of people over. So for him not to be in the field for the rest of the time kind of sucks. But, I'm sure Bissett and group, wish him well and stuff, and they're not mad about it. They understand. That back, like you start messing around with the back or a shoulder, that can lead to other things. So I understand that he had to shut it down. But root for his partner, Luke Clanton, man. Keep it going.
So what was Clanton today?
Clanton was -3. That's in the tied for 15 bunch. So he is set up really nice, man. If you are in, I would say, -3 or above, you're set up for some success. The top 2, Ekro and Scheffler at -8. Next field will be tied for 3rd. Wyndham Clark, Rory McIlroy, Keegan Bradley, all at -6. And then Cam Young at -5.
At 10:45 tomorrow. Clanton. They have Scheffler 10:35, so they're not in the same group.
Right, and that's how it happens. But the same pairings that were together today are also with each other tomorrow, and they just kind of flip-flop. The guys that played in the morning play in the afternoon. The guys that play in the afternoon play in the morning. The wind is going to be a factor. You've heard it on our microphones all show long. We've had a couple of isolated thunderstorms in the area. That's been the factor, I think, today. Talking to some of our guys in the holding bags and doing some of the stuff for travelers, some of the volunteers, saying, man, the wind is playing a factor. But
that's my buddy Pete. He's a manager at Pepe's Pizza.
But for the pros, man, some of these guys they add a little bit more to their club. They're not really changing their swing. It has an effect some of those drives. Talking to people about the early part of the round today, some of those 8 a.m. tee times, we're dealing with a lot of wind. Our guy Tony Finau, first hole, puts it, I think he was out of bounds first hole. Kind of had a rough start to get going. That's the thing, man. You can't control the weather. Your tee time is kind of random. So that's a huge factor in how it all shapes out as far as getting to Saturday and Sunday on the leaderboard.
Got a basketball game tonight, 8:30.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Game 6.
I think TJ McConnell should get the start. And that's what I would do.
Still no word yet on whether or not
it's game time decision right now on Tyrese Halliburton, that calf strain. People are talking about the calf strain that Kevin Durant had in the finals, or not the finals, I think it was Western Conference Finals, right? With Golden State led to an Achilles injury, so they're monitoring that. But the athlete wants to play, and it's the NBA Finals, and he's going to do what he can. I'm sure they're going to shoot him up with as much cortisone as possible, but still, if this guy is hurting the team, if this guy is throwing the ball away, if this guy is nothing on defense, I know he's the superstar. I know he's the face of the franchise right now, but, this is do or die, and they've got to win this game in order to survive. If I'm Carlisle, I'm starting TJ McConnell. I am dressing Halliburton faux show, no matter what happens, and maybe bringing him in, as kind of a...
Well, I think you've already seen him at shoot-around earlier this morning. You're going to see him right before game time.
He's going to lie to you, though.
I'm sure it's a game-time decision, but I agree with you. I mean, I don't want to take minutes away from McConnell, who was hot in Game 5, and you sat him in the third quarter for the rest of the game. Same thing with Obi Toppin. I love his game, man. That guy, I don't think he's hit his stride in the NBA, and I think when he gets more comfortable, starts throwing up more threes and doing all the other stuff, he's one of the most athletic guys I've seen in recent memory.
Well, they're going to have some people step up. Miles Turner, big one. He's
one
of the highest-paid players on this team. I thought Neesmith ended that Game 5 with authority with that putback dunk and the rest of his play. Mathurin has got to be a player tonight. Just all those B-list guys have got to become A-listers tonight. And here's the thing. Don't let Alex Caruso out-hustle you if you're the Indiana Pacers.
Well, somebody has to stop SGA. He can't put up 35 points or 30 points. He can only put up like 20.
They got a lot of options.
I will take my chances. But this is what we said about the Pacers before this series. The Pacers had the most options. Now they don't. Now it's like, okay, you gotta shut somebody down on that team.
Well, Jalen Williams had 40 points for OKC in Game 5.
Nobody knew that was coming.
They were trying to double-team SGA to keep him off the mark, and just, going one-on-one with that guy totally stepped up. I still think OKC is going to control the boards as they have all series long. I'm expecting a dose of Holmgren and Hartenstein together in a lineup for OKC Thunder. Just like Coach Dagnall's done in the last 3 or 4 games in this series, SGA will probably sit a little bit in the first half in order to keep them fresh for the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is where it's at. I mean, this series, it can be a 10-point lead for either team, and fourth quarter is where it's at. Like, when you see 30 points to 10 on either side, like, that's how this series is finished with each one of these games. Whoever has the better fourth quarter
It's so tight, dude. So, points per game, 120 to 117 for OKC. But how about the field goal percentages? 48.2 for OKC, 48.8 for the Pacers.
What about the 3?
Does not have the 3 in here, but it's
that's the thing, man.
Everything else. Assists are so close. Blocks are so close. Steals are so close. The only thing is that the Pacers right now, they need somebody else that can't go 0 for 6 with 4 points from your superstar.
They had open looks again in Game 5.
Well, like I said, Miles Turner is a guy that I think could easily make 15, 20 points a game.
He's paid to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
paid to have a double-double.
As big and as strong as you are, if you look at Holmgren, how slight he is. He's a big dude, 7-footer. The guy weighs like 180 pounds. I mean, you should be able to shove that guy around and have your way inside with him.
Most likely it's Hartenstein on him when Isaiah's in. He is guarding Miles Turner. And, even then, I just think Miles Turner, one dribble to the hoop, is good on anybody in this league.
Yeah. But he's settling for threes. He's settling for top of the key shots. It's like, why?
That's their offense. I really do think in this series everybody's getting to the rim. SGA's the best at it because he finishes every time, even with the foul. He's been finishing. T.J. McConnell's been getting to the rim when he wants to.
Well, we didn't talk about Arkansas LSU last night. That game was so unbelievable. So Arkansas's got a 5-3 lead going into the bottom of the 9th, and 2 plays that will go down in Arkansas history. 2 outs, line drive to the left fielder that ties the game.
Yeah. That
should have been caught. He slipped and fell. And then the base hit at the end by Jones hits the second baseman's glove. You got to come up with big plays to win big games, and LSU got the clutch hits, the timely hits. It looked like they were dead, but never count LSU out, man. That was one of the greatest comebacks. One of the toughest losses I've ever watched and not been a part of. That was awful to watch Arkansas. Arkansas is now 0-5 in the College World Series lifetime against LSU. Awful. Absolutely awful.
That one stings right there,
and
that last
tough.
thing you said.
But watching like these kids that are 20, 21, 22 years old, some of them maybe 19, bawling their eyes out, man, that was like a Little League World Series ending. It was awful.
And now we're down to 2. My Chanticleers from Coastal Carolina have beaten Louisville, and they are in the running with LSU in a 3-game series. We're going to have these games on our airwaves after Yankees games here this weekend. College World Series, get it all over yourself. Fox Sports 97.9 in Hartford. I'm rooting for my Chants, man.
I am too, man. I'm tired of LSU.
Caden Bodine and them boys.
Arkansas had them, dude. Had them. 5-3, need 3 outs. But that's why those are the toughest 3 outs to get.
LSU's always there. Coastal's becoming a usual suspect as well. Won it in 2016. They could do it again. I mean, 2 national titles for that school. Not big. Not big whatsoever. 2 national titles in 10 years.
ABC, man. Always be recruiting.
Well, I think they've done a great job against South Carolina and Clemson in that regard.
I think a lot of kids that can't get into like a LSU or one of those big schools want to go to a great place. Don't they have great facilities?
Mizuno totally changed that place in like 2012, 2010.
I think that's just like UConn, though. When you show up for hockey or baseball and some of these other not basketball sports at UConn, and you look at the facilities, you're like, even the softball's amazing now. I mean, everything they've done in the last few years, and give David Benedict a ton of credit getting the funds to make a lot of these changes. If I'm a kid that's got choices and comes here and knows the how many championships they've won, that you'll make a decision when you're going to like a Duke or some of the other ones. You're like, if I'm not going to start there and I know I'm going to start at UConn with those great facilities, I'm going to pick UConn.
Yeah, the coastal facilities, like for you as a baseball guy, man, like when you drive on campus.
Down south.
True.
I immediately think I want to play there because they're down south.
True. Well, they've had NFL pros for Coastal. That Dustin Johnson Golf Pros. Their golf program's one of the best.
Speaking of which, what's happened to that guy?
Liv.
Goddamn, disappeared off the planet.
Yeah. That's what happens when you join Liv. Nobody knows about you
Wow.
anymore. You get paid, though,
I think all of those guys recognize that. Yeah, you got paid, but
nobody knows you. Right. Are you playing golf anymore? Oh, you are? All right. But when you show up at Coastal and you go to the baseball facility, the first thing that will click in your mind is like, wow, they really care about baseball. It's like you just see those facilities. They have a hitting center. Their wall is sponsored by everybody in town. Like, they're next to Myrtle Beach. It might say Conway, South Carolina, but all these kids are on the boardwalk tonight partying. So, like, it's Myrtle Beach. There's a lot of things you can do, a lot of things your mind can go. And when you're in Conway for a weekend series, and again, we're talking, Atlantic Sun Conference, Southland Conference? I forget what conference they're in now. That's a fun Friday through Sunday, man. And they care about baseball. And that program off and running. Coach Gilman, this is two different coaches, too. It's not the same coach in 2016. Two different coaches. And that shows you that this is a program that can last no matter who's running it. Good job. I'm rooting them, by the way. I don't know if I said that against LSU.
No, we know you're rooting for them.
LSU's great, too, man. Their storybook, dude, they're always there. Yeah, I can't say anything bad about the Tigers baseball program. Second to none, really. It's could be the best in the nation. Could be.
A lot of afternoon baseball. What's going on tonight? And we know the Yankees already played.
You got those Mets, man. Mets Braves. I think that's the series.
Oh, my goodness.
I think something to
I mean, now that Acuna's back healthy, he's making the plays that he's making.
Remember how they started? Weren't they like 0-9 to start the season?
They were awful.
And now they're right back in the mix.
Where you start, where you finish.
Man, this is what the thing that gets me is these – you Red Sox fans out there that are just all in on being sellers and this season's over. That's just like, I don't get that right now. Like, I've seen it. Haven't you seen it? We've all seen it. You go on runs. Your team at the top goes on losing streaks. That's kind of what's happening right now with Red Sox Yankees. It's going to squeeze. I just think you can go on runs, and to me, the Red Sox have already had their trade deadline. Like, they've already done their trade stuff. Unless you're talking about Duran or you're talking about one of these youngsters and you're trying to get like a 5-for-1 situation out of it. I don't know. I hope they don't do that. I just wish they don't throw in the towel. They play another month of hard-nosed baseball. They stack up wins, and they close that gap into becoming contenders this year.
Well, and we're getting close to the deadline here where you got to make decisions whether or not you're contenders. Like my former team, the Reds, now are a half game out of the postseason and being in the playoffs. They're 39-36. They lost to the Twins.
But
Twins are 37-37.
2 weeks ago, you ain't saying that.
No, because and that's the way baseball is.
Right.
You could have a 2-week swing, get a little healthier. You look at some of these teams right now. Seattle was playing great baseball. They're now in second place and struggling, and the Astros have overtaken them. They're 43-31. But, hey, the Angels, as well as they just played against the Yankees, they're a game above 500 or 2 games below 500. I mean, they're still in the thick of things in the wild card race. So that's what the new playoffs have done for Major League Baseball, where now you have to think about who am I going to trade or trade for when I'm almost a 500 team here right before the All-Star break. Love it.
I like how some of these teams, as we were talking about the Giants being one of these, I would throw the Rangers in this mix.
I don't know. I just saw, like you said, the Twins. No, the Guardians were playing the Giants. Both teams hitting 232 collectively. How are they doing that? Because they're well coached.
I was just going to say that.
Coached.
That's why, Ron Washington and winning these games against the Yankees. It's not because they have a great lineup. They have a trash lineup. Look at that lineup.
Oh, my God. That lineup is atrocious.
The rotation is not good. It's all a bunch of misfits that don't find a home, and they're on the cheap. And this guy, Ron Washington, Bob Melvin from the Giants, your guy
to
Tito
lose,
from the Reds, this is – it matters.
Yep.
It's 10, 15, 20 games this season, one way or another.
Well, I think managers are worth 10 or 15 wins.
Yep.
I really do. You're managing the final 9 outs, but you're managing egos now. We just saw the whole thing with Devers and how that unfolded. Let's see how Devers is in a month in a Giants uniform. Everything's all shiny and new right now. Everybody's happy and stuff like that. Let Rafi maybe struggle a little bit, play some first base. I've seen a lot of former major leaguers talking about first base is not easy to transition from. Now, he's coming from third to first. I don't think it should be that much of a transition for this guy, but he was one of the worst third basemen in baseball since 2018 season. 141 errors. 141 errors. And in 10 seasons, Bregman, only 97 errors. So, and I'm not big on the runs saved and all that kind of nonsense. Devers was a minus 62 in runs saved. Bregman's like a plus 60. So, I mean, that's like a 120 swing. And we're talking a 100 run swing between those two guys. And one guy's got a great attitude. They say Bregman's a breath of fresh air up in Boston. And guys couldn't wait for Devers to get the hell out of town. So
I can't wait for this series this weekend. There's going to be some fun stuff.
I want to see if he's got the guts.
Fun stuff.
I want to say another word, but we can't on
the cojones?
Yeah, let's see if he's got those to go grab a first baseman's glove and play first base. Do it.
I dare you.
I double dog dare you.
Double dog dare you.
Do it.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with one more thing live from the Travelers Championship. Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell.
Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there
for a weekend full of superstar performances, never before seen collaborations, and once in a lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your
Ben.
And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital
Still
One.
with a two-car crash, 84 eastbound exit 4344. Then you got the slow in there, but after that, we're in pretty good shape, and that's 91, Route 2, Route 3, 5, and 15, even 9. Plenty of options here. Kelly Quinn.
From the Staples Stores Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Here's another Travelers Championship golf tip from the Rob Dibble Show.
Hey, Ben.
When you find your shot blocked by a tree, pull out your 7-iron, get your stance close to the ball, make sure no one is looking, and lightly kick your ball onto the fairway and let her rip. The Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell is live from the Travelers Championship thanks to Clubhouse on Main in Glastonbury, the place where great food meets great fun.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker now on special buy for